Welcome to another 5-star edition of Props to Consider and Then Maybe Bet. I am your host. I am the paragon of virtue. I am Lou Betya, and more importantly, I am back. Full-time, week after week, delivering you the dumbest props that I can come up with, and then more stupidity with Monk, and a new show, which I will talk about at the end of the show. But I like money. I don't know if I like the French. Maybe I shouldn't have said that in the first minute of the show. But I know somebody else that likes money, and he made his debut here 7-8 months ago, I believe. He's back, one of my very few repeat guests, the one and only, and I say that sincerely, Bobby Glanz, a.k.a. Mushroom. How we doing, Mushroom?
I'm doing well, Lou. Thank you very much. What's up, all my fellow DJs out there? This is going to be a good show. The return of fucking Lou Betya, and this is going to get better from here, baby. What the fuck could go wrong? Oh, I forgot I got more gummies to eat. I already ate 4 earlier, so here's 2 more. Wait, oops, camera, here's 2 more. And you might as well do 2 more, too, right? Because, you know, who likes just 2?
I mean, only 2 seems...
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Well, there's only 3 left, so I might as well do all 3 of them.
So typically, I'm not the sober one on the program. So it's a little role reversal for me. Totally sober right now. But before we get started, let me say hello to the chat. We got 13 of you so far in here. Thank you guys for spending your Thursday afternoon and / evening with us. We got Moyes, my guy Moyes, Effie in the chat, Cole Stein, Rob Lawrence is here, Parlays for Pat, or Pot, even better.
Hey, that's my hood.
We got Zach. We got Jared Curry, who I just want to give a shout out. The more and more I see him chat in Club and Sub, this dude's funny as shit, man. Give Jared Jared like kills it. He's so funny. He knows how to get Stargarian to crack up. We got High Murder Work. We got Mr. Jingles. And then we got everybody else that's already chatted. Okay. And we got Daz just coming in the chat.
Hey,
Daz. Well, UFC Paris. It's not typically my kind of card. I'm not big on juiced favorites, but our job is to break down some props here and not too much every fight. So if you've never seen this show before, it's your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button. We appreciate it here. Go follow Mushroom. Go subscribe to his stuff. He will be on later, but I'll let him promote later. Eric the Red here. What's up, man? I am glad to be back. All right, and Brady in the house. And he's gone. And he's gone and he's back. All right, good job. So we're going to break down 3 fights, each 3 props we like each. Then we're going to have a prop for the main event. Finish with a flourish with the Handbag special. Mushroom, what is the first prop to consider and then maybe bet that you have for UFC Fight Night Paris, Gane versus Spivac?
I'm on the my prop is in the Morgan Charrier Manolo Zucchini fight. So the prop that I'm going to give out is KO round 3 for Charrier, plus 1,200 to start the show off with, Lou. Look, I know. Here's what I like about Charrier. I like her striking, good straight punches. I like her pace, her pressure, her footwork. I like how she puts these girls on her back foot. Athletic, plus on the other side, if she needs to wrestle, she can do it. She's a decent.
About Morgan Charrier.
That's correct. I'm saying woman. I'm so sorry. These French names are so faggy that it makes me say stuff like that.
Oh boy!
My bad.
4.5 minutes back, and I'm getting thrown off the air already. Oh my god!
Sorry, they're very poofy kind of names. You know, anybody named Morgan I know, by the way, is a chick. I'm just saying, except for Captain Morgan, and I know him well as well. But anyway, decent grappler, like I said, good back takes. I like the cardio, but I kind of think there's a little bit of suspect IQ on the side as well, because there's a lot of really close fights, kind of fighting close. Because it seems to doesn't really keep such a great pace. Can be low volume, but on the other side of this fight, Zucchini, power in the hands, both hands actually, fast hands and jab, but I think he overextends. I think he can be taken down. I don't like his cardio late. I don't like his competition on the regional scenes. and finished 2 out of 3 losses. That's why I think late in this fight, Charrier's going to take over and knock this dude out. Dude, sorry, poofy Frenchman.
That's all right. It wouldn't be my, return without some controversy. Literally 4.5 minutes at the 4:20 mark of the show while you're here. All right, we got round 3, KO plus 1,200.
Yeah.
I am going to start a little more modest, but not much. I'm going to go to the Edwards cornhole split decision. It's plus 450, which I was surprised. Typically, for what I consider a low-level women's fight, the overs are juice. We usually get about plus 350. So get an extra dollar for that already. On the Edwards side, she's pretty low volume. She doesn't really throw with a lot of power. The most strikes she landed was against Ramona Pasquale. She was just like meant to be hit. I've never been too impressed with her. Her takedown defense isn't very good. On the flip side, you have Cornell. She's going to be the hometown fighter. She's making her debut, so I do worry about like an adrenaline dump at the 6-7 minute mark of the fight. But she has takedown equity here, can win minutes. I think she probably, if she's going to win a round at a very high clip, it's probably the first round. I think Edwards probably wins the third at a high clip. Been there, done that at this level. Her cardio is pretty good. So the second round is the one that's going to get dicey. How are they going to judge the takedowns? Is she active on the ground? Is Edwards, or is Cornell just getting her against the cage and kind of like winning minutes, just clinch control? So I think it's a really low-level fight. It's dicey. I see a lot of people on Twitter on Edwards. I wish you guys the best of luck. Like, I don't think I can play this fight straight, but the split decision's plus 450. Edwards is plus 700. Cornell's plus 1,000. So I always like to back it up and bet both sides of the split on top of betting the split.
Right.
But man, the hometown fighter making her debut with takedown equity at plus 1,000 on a split decision in a fight that I think goes distance at a fairly high clip.
I think so too.
I don't think it's a terrible play. So if I'm going to get involved there, it's going to be with a plus 450. But all right, Mushroom, let's see if we can do this one and not get us kicked off the air.
Okay, so
drop number 2.
I'll have that one on the Ozdemir Guskov fight. Look, Volkan Ozdemir, I like his striking. He's got good boxing. He's got some power in his hands. I like his volume as well. He'll come forward. I know he's 6-6 in the UFC, but didn't he fight like pretty much like 3 champs and like 2 title contenders? So I get it, man. You're going to have losses when you fight these guys. These guys win fights. That's why they're at that fucking level. I like the competition he's fought. I get it. God, he already looks like he's fading. He's kind of flat-footed and shit like that. But I feel fraud vibes off the other side. I really do. I mean, I know he's a decent striker. He's got power in his hands. He comes forward, fast hands, throws combos. He throws bombs as well. I guess he's a BJJ black belt. I heard the guy's 100% finish rate or whatever, but this dude's crushing fucking cans. That's who he's getting. These fucking, like, if you're fighting these dudes and you want to be a fucking fighter, like, you should be crushing these fucking dudes like you are. Mostly round 1 finishes too. I can see him tiring. I can see him maybe giving him all he's got. Ozdemir's chin just needs to hold up, weather the early storm. I think he knocks him out in round 2. So the play is Volkan Ozdemir, round 2 knockout at plus 550.
All right. Locked in for Ozdemir, round 2 KO. I guess I'm going to go out of order odds-wise here since my third prop is on the co-main. I know he hasn't shown finishing qualities at this level yet, but I'm going to play Farid Basharat, round 3 submission. It is currently sitting at plus 1,300. Not an awesome number, but so I'm really high on the Basharat brothers. I think their fight IQ is incredible at this stage of their development. Their boxing is sharp. Their grappling is sharp. They don't seem to be able to, they don't make mistakes. They're hard to hit. They're hard to get a hold of. Even Blackshear, who I know it was a short notice fight, but even Blackshear just had a lot of trouble kind of getting a beat on Farid. On the Cledson Rodriguez side, look, man, if you're on the Rodriguez side here at this number, like, I get it. Like, it's a big number for a guy that's shown some talent on this level, but I have so many concerns here. The Vergara loss was a really bad look as that fight went on. I don't rate Vergara very highly. Shannon Ross stinks. He missed weight by 2 pounds, but Shannon Ross is just coming off getting knocked out by a dude who has no power and no knockouts in his career until he faced him. And then he missed weight against Tyra, and he missed it badly. So now he's moving up in weight. He's fighting at 135. I'd love to say that he has no excuses to miss weight, but that's what I do, man. So for me, I just don't know if Rodriguez, all the things that I think made him special at 125, I don't think he's going to have here at 135. He's not. He might have a power advantage. He doesn't have a grappling advantage. He definitely doesn't have a cardio advantage. Even at 135, I don't think the cut's going to matter here. And I think Farid gets his first finish, and I think it comes late. I think after the first round, after, Rodriguez exhausts his offense, I think Farid starts getting his marks, starts just jabbing from the outside, goes for takedowns, wears them out, does get him out of there. It's plus 1,300. I'm going to take a shot. I do have Farid in a parlay with Manon Fiorot, who I'll be talking about on my next prop. But I think I like Farid late here, and I wouldn't talk you off my least favorite bet, Mushroom, the round 3 decision for Farid. But I wouldn't talk you off it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. That's what I call on my Alan Patrick show. I have that for my show as well. Yeah, I mean, but he could finish him, and I think the finish is probably going to come late. God, that ticket's going to pay nice for you, especially if it's by sub. That's a great look. I'm going to put a little something on that myself. Absolutely. So, yeah, I like it.
Well, let's move on to your third and final before we get to the main event. And for the 21 people watching, thank you guys so much for spending time with us.
Yep. So my third and final prop is in the Saint Denis Moises fight. We see. I think Saint Denis has that loss by decision, but it was more like knockout decision. Like that could have been stopped a couple times. But the guy's fucking durable as fuck. One thing I seen there too, and he can carry his fucking power late. Even when he was half fucking dead, he was still fucking hitting hard. So what that leads me to say is, I get it. Moises is a decent technical striker. I get it. His hands are fast. I know he's got the good low kicks and everything. Throws a ton of kicks. I get it. He's not the best wrestler, but he's got real good BJJ. I think that's going to, a lot of people. I see some people playing the sub for Saint Denis. I think these guys are both so good on the ground that it may lead to a standing affair or not much ground time. And like I said, with the way Denis carries his power late, I like it. Maybe he knocks him down and subs him. But if you play just as round 3, that's a plus 950 for Saint Denis. And if you're in KM 3, because like I said, he keeps his power late as well, that's plus 1,700 for us, folks. It's not bad.
That's not bad at all. I tend to agree with you. I don't think this fight's going to play on the ground as much as people think.
Right.
I am on the Moises side. I just think the level of competition's better.
No doubt.
I don't like some of the, as our buddy Liam would say, I don't like that he has disadvantage with the anthropomorphic quality here. But I do think Moises does have some bet experience. The problem with Moises, if you're betting him, I worry about him winning a decision here. I think look, man, I got to play that narrative that we're in France and like Saint-Denis, unless it's a very clear 30-27, I think could eke one out here. But there's my guy, just my 2 cents. What is up, sir? Let me move on to my third and final prop to consider before the main event. So I have Basharat parlayed with Manon Fiorot. I will admit I just do not like Rose Namajunas. I can't stand her. I can't stand Pat Barry. I don't like the weird crap that she says. Like I don't like it. It's me. So I'm probably biased here. But there's a lot of issues I have with Rose just in this fight in general. She's moving up in weight. I know she's got a grappling advantage against Fiorot, but Fiorot's pretty strong. She's tough to take down. And I don't know how Rose's power, like her takedown equity and power, is going to look at 125. We haven't seen her fight in almost a year and a half. She's won the title, lost the title twice. Her motivation's an issue for me. I mean, it's tricky. Meanwhile, Fiorot, not only do I think is the slicker striker, the stronger person here, but realistically, it's between Fiorot and Blanchfield, probably for the title shot. And I think Fiorot knows she needs to put a stamp on this to make the thing. Because Blanchfield's coming off an impressive win, but a decision win. And I think if Fiorot goes in there and gets a knockout, I do think it's going to be hard to ignore that, to knocking out a former champion. Fiorot doesn't start so fast, and I think the first round might have Rose going for some takedowns. But Fiorot does have a few round twos in her career. Rose has been finished. The head slam, the disgusting head slam, was round two. So I'm taking a shot of what I see with my eyes and a small amount of wiki capping. I'm playing Fiorot round 2 KO at plus 900. I like the Fiorot KO, period. But I do think Fiorot will get her out of there. I don't know. I just, gut feeling is part of it. But I just think if Rose doesn't have takedown success, especially up a weight class, in that first round, we've seen her mentally collapse. We've seen like how she acts during some of these fights. I think the coaching will be bad. They'll be like, no, just keep doing it. It's not working. So I'm going to take my shot with Fiorot. But those are our three for the undercard / main card, except the main event. All right, now let's get to the main event. Now, I'm telling you guys right now, I know for a fact Mushroom and I are on opposite sides of this one. So start us off, my friend, with what you got for the main event as a prop.
So I have Sergey Spivac inside the distance. Nothing super special. I don't even know what it pays at the moment. But that's how I look at this fight. I get it. I get Cyril Gane. He's so athletic and so good at keeping range. He's going to piece him up if it stays on the feet in any way, shape, or form. Spivac's in trouble. That's the reality of it. I don't think he lasts 5 rounds in that cage with Cyril Gane, just piecing him up and punching him and kicking him. And his elbows that Cyril Gane has. There's a lot of things that would be in your favor. But, there's a pretty big gap on the feet. But there's a way bigger gap on the ground. And that's what it is. I like the way that Spivac's just throwing these fucking big guys to fuck around. Now, Gane hasn't fought that long ago. Like, how much more practice could he be doing on his takedown defense? I like Spivac. I like Spivac to get a hold of him. It's probably going to be tricky. But I think if he just rinses and repeats enough, gets some good punches on the ground, maybe Gane gives up his back, gives up his neck, something like that, where he can pound his face through the canvas. Like, if he goes for a fucking heel hook against Spivac, he's in fucking trouble. He's going to get fucking pounded. So that's my take on the fight. I like Spivac. I already played him on the money line, and I'm going to play him inside the distance as well.
All right. It's a good breakdown. It's good reasoning. So I did VBMMA's show on Tuesday, and I was torn, and I gave out Spivac as the pick, but I even said it was really low confidence. I said, I don't have a bet on it yet. I even said, I really need to kind of investigate it and get that moment of clarity. And the more I thought about it, the more I looked at it. I'm playing Gane round 3, round 4. It's on DraftKings at plus 550. If you want to play them separate, that's fine. If you look at Gane's 2 losses, and I'll probably break this one down a little more later on the happy hour, but if you look at Gane's 2 losses against Gane and Jones, he's got 2 guys where he has to minus P's and Q's on the feet. And Gane because of his power, and Jones because he's one of the slicker strikers ever, throwing from unique angles, distance management, everything. Gane has never really had to worry about defending both the takedowns and like very slick or powerful striking before. I don't think that's the case here, because Spivac, to me, his striking is very unrefined. It's not great. It's not good enough to get inside on Gane, who is an expert at distance management. And, I know this was a couple of fights ago, but I can't get the fight against Oleinik out of my head, where it stayed on the feet for like the whole time. His striking was really just kind of out there and rudimentary, and nothing had any zip on it. And I don't know, with Spivac, you saw it against Derek Lewis. He wasn't even fucking around with the striking. He barely threw any punches just to get inside and get it done. The thing is Lewis is more like a wind up and knock you out guy, whereas Gane has no problem just throwing jabs, throwing kicks, and staying outside. I do worry that Gane can get a kick caught here, and that might end the round. I also worry because there's a lot of narrative that Gane maybe doesn't work as hard in the gym as some people think. So I don't know how improved his takedown defense is. And more importantly, in this case, his get-up game is. I'm more concerned with his get-up game than anything else. Because if Spivac's getting a couple of takedowns, if he's working hard to get these takedowns and Gane pops back up, I think he's just going to gas him. So I know Spivac has that Moldovan wrestling cardio. I like Spivac. I've cashed them in the past. I just kind of think that he's going to, after maybe a really good first round, I kind of think Gane's going to start piecing him up. The takedowns are going to come from farther out. They're going to have less oomph on him. And Gane's going to knock him out if that's the case. Because I think Spivac's... And also, if you look at... One last thing. If you look at Spivac's worst loss is Aspinall. Well, how did Aspinall beat him? Now, I don't think Gane... I think Aspinall is just a unique future superstar in the making, a future champion. He's a superstar. He's a future champion in the making. And Aspinall does have that grappling threat along with the striking. But Aspinall just went right at him from the first second. Just got in his face, crowded him. Spivac didn't know what to do. Gane isn't traditionally like that to start, but even against Tuivasa, he had no problem doing that in the third round. He's like, I got this. Once he knows he's got you and you're tired, he did it to Lewis. He doesn't care. He's like, all right, now I know. Now I don't fear you anymore. And Gane will get right in his grill, and I think Spivac will. It's a great main event. And Mushroom, here's the fucked up thing. I said this earlier in the week on Twitter. Whoever wins this fight is going to look like minus 1,000, and then half of Twitter is going to be completely unbearable. Look, I told you. So I am playing Gane. It's plus 550 round 3, round 4. But if you want to do those fight parlays, they're also priced pretty decently. I just like that range, especially on an under 2.5, but we'll see. So now we get to the final part of the show. If this is your first time watching, number one, shame on you. You should be watching every week now that I'm back. Number two, it's the Handbag special. We are betting on a point deduction in a fight. It does not necessarily have to be from a ball shot. I will say that last fight card, there were no ball shots. There was like one, and the guy's like, no, I'm fine. Let's go. It was awful. Awful to see this. Not even faux bags. So what's funny is I don't like to know what my guest is doing, but it seems like Mushroom and I have the same one today. So that should give you the extra confidence. And if you are on the internet, you're probably going to hate what we're going to have to say. Mushroom, be my guest, man.
For the Handbags, out with the Saint Denis Moises fight for the Handbags. What fight are you on for the Handbags, Lou?
The same, but I want to hear your reasoning.
So
you can steal. Hey, that's why you asked me before the show.
Yep. Southpaw versus Orthodox. I know that for sure is the main criteria I'm working with here. It's going 15 minutes. Moises throws a lot of fucking kicks. Saint Denis throws some kicks. Like I said, there's going to be 15 minutes of opportunity for something to happen. I just like it in that aspect. That's why I'm going with it. Mainly, the main piece of my recipe I threw in there is the Orthodox versus, so that's it. That's what it has to be.
So I'm going to add two things to that. It's a fight that I do think goes the distance more often than not. Santini is pretty tough. And Moises is pretty tough, except for the one time Alvarez just ran over him. Moises has shown pretty good durability. The last fight that Santini had against Bonfim, you're talking about the kicks. It was a lot of body kicks. It was a ton of body kicks. Now, he has a height advantage over Moises here. But if he's going back to the well, just throwing body kicks, lefty versus righty,
yep.
I'll tell you right now, it's only going to take one kick for Moises to just, have some blood in his stool. Or, not even a Handbag was the worst. But I like it. I had a second one. Just give me a sec. I had a second one that I'm like, but it was like the Gomes fight. And I'm like, should I just call this as one for like inactivity? They'll take a point for doing nothing. But I decided I'm just going to stick with something. So since I'm trying to step up my game here, I'm going to show you guys the recap of what we have. My new graphic. Wow. Yeah, looks pretty. I've been typing it as we went along. Mushroom. Well, hey, this is your profile picture, dude. You want me to use it? Change it. Yeah. I'm not Pat. I'm not Pat where I get like really cute with shit. So he has the very male Cherie round 3 KO plus 1200.
Look, I want to say something. I'm watching these dudes fight, and when I'm looking at the name, I'm still like, I know I'm going to say chicks. I fucking know it's going to happen. I fucking knew it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen on my show, but I forgot I had them in one of the fucking prompts I had. Oh my God.
I like that if it's going to happen, I like that it was immediate.
I'm watching men fight, and I'm still, every time I'm looking at the names, I'm like, chicks. Just for some reason, I hate chicks. Every time I see the name, I'm still thinking chicks. I don't know why.
I mean, we did pick up a few viewers after you did it, so I guess I can't complain. You have Cherie round 3 KO plus 1200. Volkan Oezdemir round 2 KO plus 550. Saint-Denis round 3 plus 950, and the round 3 KO at plus 1700. Spivac in the distance, I saw it plus 250 on one of the books.
Can I throw one more thing in? Can I throw one more thing up there, Lou?
Sure. I'm not adding it to the sheet.
I like draw bags in the Luce and McKee fight. So here's my thinking. McKee comes out on fire. You know what I mean? He's been getting these knockouts on the radio. So he comes out on fire. Luce is fucking durable, though. He survives that early storm. There's so many, he might do damage to Luce, but not knock him out in the first round. Maybe they give him a 10-8, and then Luce just wins the next 2 rounds. And there could be your fucking drawbacks right there, baby. I'm going to play that as well. Put a little $5 on that and see what happens.
I do have a track bet on the over there, so I would not hate it. But we are both on the Benoit Saint-Denis and Moises Handbags. I am on the Edwards Cornell split and each side of the split. The Boschwart round 3 submission. Fiora round 2 KO, and the Gane round 3, round 4. Just my 2 cents giving us the draw of Bagu. I will post this image on Twitter when I re-promote the show, either later tonight or tomorrow morning. So you guys have it, and then we could be held accountable for all the wins and all the money. But that takes us to the end. I want to thank my guest, Mushroom, for coming back on the show where it all began. What feels like years ago was really just a couple of months ago. Mushroom, I know you have a show tonight. I know you posted before I let you promote. You know, I'm one of these people. I never have a problem with the food pics. I never have a problem with the amount of pepper you use. You posted a picture today. You've gone too far. It looked like mulch at this point. Like it didn't. There was no. I couldn't see the food underneath.
That's what my son said. He said, "I dropped it in dirt."
I mean, the good news is you'll never get sick.
No.
So, like, there's that.
That's why I smoke so much, because of all the pepper.
You balance it. So tell the people where they can find you, what you're doing today, what you're doing during the week, and all that good shit.
Sure. So you can find me on Twitter at Mushroom Philly, at Mushroom_Philly, and you can find me on my YouTube channel, Mushroom MMA. Just go to Mushroom MMA on YouTube, see this ugly face, hit the fucking subscribe button. I appreciate it. I support a lot of people in this community. Some people can support me too. I really appreciate it. Lou, thank you for giving me my start in this. Absolutely gave me my start. I owe everything to Lou Betya. He a lot. Listen, you believed in me. You gave me a shot. Boy, did I fucking take off after that. And it's all thanks to the MMA engine. Guys like Lou Betya. I really appreciate everything you've done for me, Lou.
I just opened the door, and I should mention it's still the highest rated episode of Props to Consider that I've ever done.
There you go.
I'd say it really wasn't me at all. You can find me at Lou Betya on Twitter. The happy hour tonight at midnight with Monk. I'm doing a new show tomorrow. I'm going to record it tomorrow, but it's typically going to be live in the happy hour slot for you guys. It's going to be a best bet show. So for those of you guys that follow me, I'm a big better on college football, pro football, big on soccer. Like soccer is my big thing. Manchester United, wearing the shirt. I am not the best in the industry. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. But what I'm going to start doing is every Friday show will be my best 3 picks across the weekend in each sport. So it's going to be best 3 NFL picks, best 3 college picks, best 3 UFC picks, best 3 soccer picks. I'm also going to, on top of just the best 3, I'm going to give you the ones that didn't make the cut or bets that I didn't make and why I didn't make it. So you're going to get really more than 3 picks, but I've already got it drawn up for tomorrow. I love the 9 picks I have the most for this weekend. It's a tricky UFC card, but I have 3 really good college games, 3 really good soccer bets, I hope. At least they feel like they're good. And I'll go over all that tomorrow. I'm just going to record it. Quick show, a little more professional than usual. And I hope you guys check it out. I'd welcome feedback on that because it's going to be a debut. So please check that out. And that is it, guys. Go tune into Mushroom, 10 p.m. tonight. And that's all I got. And if you're looking for more MMA content, Johnny K Picks and Blood Money are on their channel live. My dude Magic and Andrew Gombis are on right now. There's plenty to go watch. Go have fun. Good luck this weekend. And I'll see you soon. See you next week, where at least one of my guests is Pepe Sylvia. I'm not sure who the other guest is yet. It's one of two people. Take care, guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Lou.